Hey everybody, Draco here with Draconian Wellness. So I hope you're having a great day. Remember, every day, even I've been struggling with some anxiety lately, and nobody's perfect. This is a real channel with a real human being and a real struggle story with success and sharing all the love and the tips and tricks. So today we're gonna be talking about nutrition facts. So everybody's like, I don't think anybody really deeply knows how to read a nutrition label or even looks at them. And maybe you don't want to. Maybe you don't want a calorie count. Maybe you're just in a really tough spot, and I get it. But we can keep it simple. I can give you a simple way of kind of the nutrition way. And it's really important to know what's in your food and how much kind of calories and sugars and all these other things you're putting in your body, especially if you're struggling with diabetes or you have like Crohn's, or you have maybe you go to the gym and you're trying to watch your protein or your sugars or your carbs. Whether you work out or you don't work out, or whether you're ill or you're not ill, nutrition's everything. It's everything. And I don't think a lot of people know how to read the nutrition labels. So we're going to be covering a few topics today, like calories, servings, ingredients. We're going to be adding up and breaking down what sugars look like, what are trans fats, as well as saturated fats, and then we're going to be looking at fiber and protein contents, and as well as sodium. Sodium is important too if you got like blood pressure issues and things like that. All right, first let's just talk about calories, okay? I'm going to be posting some stuff here. I'll try to stay off to the side here. I'll be posting some images here to discuss what I'm talking about. I didn't want to really show you on my computer. I think we can just do this in discussion format. So calories it means everything. It is calories in versus calories out. So if you're trying to lose weight, or you're trying to increase some calories for your workouts and get some extra protein calories in or whatever, it's calories. And calories are dependent upon your body size, weight, type, and everything like that. And there's calorie calculators, and we can get into that later, but I want to keep this video simple, and I want you to just know that it's calories in versus calories out. There's an asterisk to this, but it doesn't matter. My son needs to clean up his toys. It doesn't matter if it's 5,000 calories of broccoli a day, you'll still get, overweight. And it's healthy calories. There's a lot of fiber in there, but it's still way too many calories of food, whether it's broccoli or donuts. So obviously there's a lot more fat and other stuff that's hard to process, and you'll definitely gain weight easier off 5,000 calories of donuts versus 5,000 calories of broccoli, but you'll still get overweight. So it's always calories in versus calories out. And you figure that out by using a calorie calculator. So I'm going to show that here now and link a website to one you can use. You just enter your height, your weight, and kind of your age, and what your exercise level is. It's real simple. And you can kind of get an idea of how much calories you should be consuming on a daily. And also it'll tell you how much you need to actually lose weight. And so that's one of the best things you can kind of start out with. And it's like, oh, I don't want to count calories. I don't want to do that. But at least it gives you a rough idea. I mean, if you sit down, if you go to Chipotle or you're going wherever, right, and it's like an 800 calorie bowl, you had 800 calories. And if you're trying to stay around 2,000 or 1,600, it's pretty easy. You could hit Chipotle bowls twice a day and be done. Or you could hit a Chipotle bowl and a 500 calorie whatever, and then have a 300 calorie snack. Boom, easy. 1, 2, 3. But it's super critical, because if you don't really know how many calories are going in, you're going to have a hard time trying to gauge what you need to do to lose weight. So calories are one of the most important thing on the nutrition facts and label. And don't let this confuse you. Servings. So if you look at the servings, okay, I'm going to put a nice little red arrow there for you. Like this one, for instance, says 280 calories per serving. So people eat like the whole thing, and then they'll think they eat 280 calories when it's 280 calories times 4. Yeah, that's a lot of calories. So especially in one sitting. And not only that, but you're getting times 4 of everything below that. So you're getting, instead of the 9 grams of fat, you're getting 18. Instead of the 850 milligrams of sodium, you're getting times 4 of that. You're getting a lot. You're getting like 36 or whatever. And then you're getting the sodium, it's times 4, and the carbs is times 4. You're looking well over 100 grams of carbs. For this nutrition fact label right here, if you ate the whole thing, you're like at your max for carbs for the day if you're dealing with diabetes and things like that. Diabetics, 100 to 150 grams of carbs a day. You want to stay under 1,500 milligrams. I'd say even 1,000 of sodium per day if you're having blood pressure issues. All these things matter. I do that anyway, and I don't have those issues. I keep the sodium down. I keep the bad fats down. Like, let's look at saturated and trans fat. That's not good as well. So we've covered calories, we've covered the serving sizes, and that it's multiplying what you're looking at here, including all of it, the sugars and everything. And don't be confused. You might look at this and be like, oh, I'm getting 60 grams of protein, but you're getting a way unhealthy amount of sodium, sugar, carbs, fats, etc. Like, for instance, on this label. So you really need to look at your nutrition label and understand what you're looking at. So we've covered calories and servings. Let's look at ingredients. I'll post a picture here of a label with some ingredients. Most of the time, in America, I'm going to say something that's going to piss a lot of people off, but our food industry is insanely unhealthy, insanely toxic, and has an insane amount of bad ingredients in pretty much all of the processed food that we have in there. And so it's don't let that be a downer. I know it was kind of depressing for me at first, but then I got over it and I just read the labels and I'm like, nope, this has a bunch of things in it that super unhealthy for you. Stay away from any type of chemical that you don't understand. Food dyes are super bad for you. Look at if it has organic cane sugar versus granulated processed white sugar or high fructose corn syrup. It'll just say sugars on the nutrition label, but the ingredients is going to tell you where those sugars are coming from. And if they're coming from a processed laboratory source, you don't want to be putting that in your body. Even sucralose, like Splenda, aka Splenda, that they take sugar and like times it by 300 or 3000 or whatever in a laboratory or on a factory, and then they dump it back into your food. Well, when your body sees that coming in, it may be a lower calorie amount, but your insulin response is the same as it is to sugar. You'll have an insulin spike and a crash. It's been proven. I can provide cited resources. So nutrition facts and ingredients are everything. Really look at your ingredients. Make sure they're clean. They're from whole food sources, plant sources, an animal or plant source that's organic or grass-fed or clean. Like don't be putting in all these things. They're allowing pretty much anything in our food right now in America. And if you do a comparison to Europe versus America, it's insane. Like if you pick up a bag of chips or Kellogg's and you look at the European ingredient bag and you look at the American bag, I don't know why they're allowing all of these toxic things in our food, but it's destroying us. It's killing our bodies. It's giving us diabetes and heart disease and cancer and you name it, and causing us to be overweight, like at insane rates, more than it ever has in history. Every year, if you take all the wars combined of all the people that have died in all the U.S. wars, every year from chronic diseases, more people die. There's over 10,000 different chemicals and petrochemicals in our food, and doctors are not trained in nutrition in their degrees, and especially for exercise, diet, lifestyle, and all these nutrition things. And so in 1 year, we're having more people die than in all the wars. We have more children and people dying of suicide and mental health and than in the Great Depression. And gut health and nutrition and all these things have everything to do with mental health, and it's all connected. So it's super important we know what we're putting in our bodies. So back to the nutrition label stuff. We've covered calories, servings, and ingredients. Now you really, like we talked about, we need to break it down. So number 4 is like breaking down the sugars and the different things in here. So you need to look at, you'll see total sugars and you'll see included sugars and added sugars. Included sugars normally is from the natural source of where it came from, like the fruit that's in it, like fructose or whatever. There's also 4 different types of sugars. We'll get into that in another video. The added sugars are what you really need to watch out for, and how much added sugars they're adding in. That's from another source. And when you look at the ingredient list, you'll know where that's coming from. High fructose corn syrup, granulated processed white trash sugar. Now, if it's from something else like a plant like stevia or monk fruit, which has 0 calories, 0 sugar, that's great. Sweeteners. If it has sucralose, not good. If it's organic cane sugar, I would take that over anything else. Like an organic cane sugar's fine, and I'll take a stevia or monk fruit. It's all plant-based. It's from a real source. It's from a sugar cane. It's organic. It's raw. That's great. And so you also need to watch your sugar levels, whether it's fructose or it's cane sugar if you're diabetic or anything like that. So watch that, because that's super tricky. You also need to watch out for binders in the ingredient list, like, the different gums and stuff. So if you have Crohn's or anything like that, you can have like xanthan gum, guar gum, bean gum, all these different binders, because they use those for visual appeal, because natural things like juices and stuff, you go get like vegetable juice pressed or something like that at a juice place or smoothie stuff, natural stuff separates and it starts to brown, or it separates, right, the water and the pulp, and it doesn't look visually appealing, right? It doesn't look sexy. So then what they do is they add all these chemicals and binders and bug guts and all this other stuff to make it hold it together so it looks nice. You have to even be careful with the almond milks and all that kind of stuff, the plant milks too. So Califia makes a 3-ingredient non-binder milk, and if they're out there, you can find them. So this is why it's so key to know how much calories you're getting in, what the servings are, what's in the ingredients, breaking down the sugars, where are the sugars coming from, where are the fats coming from. And so that leads us into kind of number 5, which is the trans fat and saturated fats. You really don't want any of that trash, and you really don't want like a ton of fat unless you're like doing keto. And if you are, you want to make sure those sources of fat are coming from natural sources, whether you're getting it from avocados and bacon and eggs and whole foods. Always try to stick to whole foods, especially. And you'll notice that the nutrition facts on the back of a whole food or a packaged thing with more whole foods in it is way better than this processed stuff that you get with these nutrition labels usually. So, and the other thing you need to look at is your fiber and your protein. You definitely want fiber and you definitely want protein. So make sure it has some benefits and make sure it has some vitamins and some of the other things you're looking for. If you're sensitive to iron, watch out for the iron. So every little bit and piece of this information, every little bit on the nutrition fact and label is super important. Even the serving size at the top, it says 1 cup. If you're weighing your food, you know exactly 227 grams of weight of this food is 1 cup is 280 calories. It's easy. And like I said, maybe you're just starting out, you don't want to get, you're just not doing good up here, you don't have the bandwidth for it, your life is busy, you're going to work all the time. So you might want to just say, hey, okay, I can have a cup of this and it's 280 calories, or I can have a quarter of this, just eyeball it, into a quarter. Like if it's a brick, cut it in 4s and eat 1, you're around 280, 300 calories. Make it easy on yourself. But what you want to do is use what I'm telling you and really go through these ingredient labels, because I think you'll be shocked about the trash you're putting in your body in this country. It's insane right now. I really hope this helps you out. If you're struggling or you have any other questions on this nutrition label, please comment down below. I'll respond to everybody. I want to know what you're struggling with, how you feel, what you're eating. Give me a bicep flex down there. And I got a lot more helpful videos that are coming out. I'm kind of just showing you guys some basics. Let's start with the nutrition facts and kind of morning rituals and start some discussions. And I have a list of awesome ideas and videos and things to talk to you guys about. So I appreciate everybody that watches these and comments, and I'm looking forward to building up this community and eventually sharing so much more helpful stuff with you guys, because I'm not on, if you've seen in the other videos, I'm not on my medication. I don't have PTSD, depression. I'm not overweight anymore. My hormone levels are great. I feel great. The energy's great. And I'm rounding 40. So, and I'm all natural. So I'm really, really happy with the results. And I want to help everybody out there, because I struggled bad. And I watched my father, I think YouTube likes the term, unalive himself. So it can just lead down dark paths, and you got to stay positive and healthy with your life and your wellness and your nutrition journey. So I'm here to help you. See you soon.